Hello boys, welcome back to the English literature class. Before starting the class, I request you to open your English literature book, page number 66. Page number 6666. If you remember boys, in the previous video, I had explained the second part of the chapter Uncle Prasad and the Flying Machine, page number 65. Now today I am going to explain the rest of the chapter. So before I start, I request you to pay attention to what I am reading. When I am reading, you put your finger on the sentence which I read, and it will be followed with the explanation also. So let's start. He pushed a loop of a string down the plane, started to turn. He pushed a loop of a string down and the plane started to turn. Now, if you remember, I had explained that how Uncle Prasad got into the flying machine and he started to fly it. Okay, but since it was little difficult for him to fly, so Ravi calls his friends and he asks them to push the plane. Okay, so at the moment the boys pushed the plane started to hurl on the rock and soon it was going down. But then Uncle Prasad remembered that Ravi told him that if you want the plane to go up, you have to pull this bar towards yourself. Okay? So the moment Uncle Prasad pulls this bar towards himself, the plane started flying up. Okay? Now, he pushed a loop of a string down and the plane started to turn. Now, slowly he was trying to push the plane because it was going really high. So he started pushing the loop of the string downwards and then the plane started to turn. He pushed the other loop down and the plane started to turn the other side, the other way. Okay, so first he was pushing his left foot down, then the plane was starting to turn. Then he pushed the other leg and the other loop, so the plane started to turn to the other side. Okay, these strings work well. Now see, Uncle Prasad said to himself, said Uncle Prasad out loud. Okay, so as we sit and sometimes we talk to ourselves, no? So same way Uncle Prasad said, oh my, these strings are working really well and I am becoming quite a good pilot. Now Uncle Prasad was happy because the plane was flying. The flying machine was up in the sky. Okay, so he was little confident. Okay, Uncle Prasad pushed down his left foot again. So now he was little confident, so he started trying to push and pull the the flying machine. Okay, so Uncle Prasad pushed down his left foot again, but nothing happened. He looked down and noticed that the string had broken. Oh my, now see what happened. Uncle Prasad was pushing his left foot, so what he noticed, he tried to push the left foot again, but then nothing was happening. So when he looked down, he saw that the string had broken. Oh my goodness, he said to himself, now what shall I do? Now he was little afraid. He was little scared. Oh my God, just imagine if you are up in the sky and nothing works over there, and if you are flying a flying machine and something gets wrong with it, so obviously you will get nervous, no? And you will panic. So same thing happened with Uncle Prasad. Oh my goodness, he said to himself, what shall I do now? The plane was rushing along at a great speed. Now the plane was at its full speed. Okay, ahead of him, hundreds of feet below, he could see the first houses of the city and Uncle Prasad was all alone in the flying machine. Okay, and he was really nervous. Now what to do? The string is not working. Now how am I going to stop the plane? Okay, and he saw that below this, below the feet, he saw some houses. The plane rushed on and on. I wonder if I can mend that string, said Uncle Prasad to himself. Now what he thought? He thought, there's nothing to worry about. I can do it. I will try to mend the string. So he leaned over and tried to catch the end of the string. So he moved his body little downwards and then he started to touch the string. But suddenly the whole plane tilted over on its side. Oh my. See what happened? The moment Uncle Prasad bends down to pull the string to mend it, the whole plane tilted over. Why? Yes, because Uncle Prasad was little fat. Okay, he was fat. So because of his body weight, the whole plane, it tilted. Okay? Okay, fine. So he leant over and then tried to catch the end of the string, but suddenly the whole plane tilted over on its side. Uncle Prasad fell off his seat and just managed to catch onto it with one hand. He shrieked aloud, "Help! Help!" Now see, the moment the plane got tilted over, Uncle Prasad was also started tumbling, no? Because he was little fat. So what happened? Then he tried to catch on to it. Then he tried to manage himself back on the so-called seat. Okay, and then he shouted, "Help! Please help me!" But there was nobody to help him. Was there anyone to help him in the sky? No. So Uncle Prasad was all alone and he was shouting for help. Uncle Prasad was fat and he was heavy, but slowly he got his other hand onto the seat. Slowly and painfully he pulled himself up towards the machine. Now Uncle Prasad was trying hard to manage his body weight and to manage with the flying machine. Okay. When he looked down, he found that the weight of his body had pulled the machine forward and it was now heading towards the ground at a tremendous pace. Now what is the meaning of tremendous? Tremendous means very powerful, extremely powerful, and pace means speed. Okay, so while he was sitting and he was trying to mend the string, the whole plane got tilted over because of his body weight. Okay, and then by anyhow he managed to come back on the seat, to sit back on the seat, and then he saw that because of his body weight, the whole plane was moving towards the ground with a tremendous speed, with a very powerful speed. Down, down, down went the plane. Uncle Prasad caught hold of the bamboo stick, but the plane started to go round and round in circles, getting lower and lower. Oh my, Uncle Prasad was in a horrible situation. Now see what happens. Down, down, down. The plane was moving down towards the ground. Though Uncle Prasad was trying really hard to manage, but it was not helping at all. But the plane started to go round and round, no? So out of fear, Uncle Prasad holds the bamboo stick. Okay, but the moment he holds the bamboo stick, what happened? The plane, it started moving round and round in circles and getting lower and lower. Okay? Oh dear, shrieked Uncle Prasad, what will happen to me now? Now see what happened? Uncle Prasad was really shouting, "Oh my dear, please save me. What am I going to do now?" All of a sudden, zoom. Down it went and Uncle Prasad looked below him. He could see a huge lake. Now see what happens? Uncle Prasad, the plane was going down and it was making a zoom, zoom, zoom sound also. And then Uncle Prasad saw that there is a big lake. Okay. The plane was still going round in circles, lower and lower and lower, when suddenly, crash! Now see what happened. Uncle Prasad, he saw that there is a lake. Okay, there is a huge lake. So he was trying to, somehow he thought that let me land in that lake only. But what happened? The plane was going round and round and round, and then it started touching the ground and a big crash. The plane hit the top of a tree and Uncle Prasad shot high into the air like a bullet from a gun. Now see what happened? The plane got stuck into the tree. Okay, and Uncle Prasad was shot high into the air and like a bullet from a gun. Okay, he landed with a tremendous splash in the lake. Now see, all of a sudden he landed the plane in the lake. Okay, luckily he could swim and he managed to reach the bank, where he found a huge crowd waiting to receive him. Now see what happened? Luckily he knew how to swim. So somehow he managed to swim and reach the bank of the lake, where the crowd was waiting for him. Okay. Now later that night, Ravi, his father and his mother were waiting in the house for news of Uncle Prasad. Ravi, his father and mother, they were in the house and they were waiting for Uncle Prasad. Suddenly, there was a knock on the door. Ravi got up slowly and went to open it. Why he got up slowly? Yes, because he was also little scared. He was also little worried, no? Because of Uncle Prasad. Because his flying machine got crashed and Uncle Prasad had to face lot of problems. There was Uncle Prasad standing on the doorstep and smiling. Now see what happened? Yes, when he opened the door, he found that Uncle Prasad is standing at the door and he was smiling. Uncle Prasad, he shouted. His mother and father came running out. You are safe, they cried. Now when they saw Uncle Prasad, they were quite happy because he was safe and sound. Okay. Yes, said Uncle Prasad, but only just. And I shall never go in another flying machine for the rest of my life. Yes, he said, thank God I am saved. But for the rest of my life, never in my life, I am going to fly a flying machine at all. This was my first and the last experience. Okay, so boys, I hope you all must have enjoyed this lovely chapter. It was funny, isn't it? Yes. So what is your work now? You have to read the full chapter once again. Fine. The full chapter, Uncle Prasad and the Flying Machine Part 2. You have to read and then find out the new words. Write in your revision register and try to make sentences of your own. Now boys, on page number 67, we have 4 word meanings that you have to write in your English literature copy. Okay. The first one, G-U-S-T, gust. A sudden rush of wind. H-U-R-L-E-D, hurled, thrown with great force. P-A-C-E, pace, speed. T-R-E-M-E-N-D-O-U-S, tremendous. Extremely powerful or great. You have to write these word meanings in your English literature copy, and in the next video I will be giving you the question answers of this chapter. So boys, with this, your literature course, your literature syllabus for the final term is over. You still have to get the assignment for the question answers. Okay, that I will be sending you soon. So you have to start learning, start revising all your chapters and get ready for the final exams. God bless you. Take care.